Yeah, bro, we could go live. There we go.
Already, we're live. We're live.
I guess you need to start after the intro. You need to start, the set it off.
Yeah, I got you. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? A very happy Wednesday, New Year's Eve, as it is December 30th, guys. It's a little chilly of a December 30th, but we're back in the building. It's episode 16, and as you guys may have guessed, we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions tonight, and we're going to do a little bit of a, if you will, a recap of kind of what happened in 2020. We're not going to try to focus too much on the negative side of things, but mainly what 2020 has kind of taught us and what we can kind of bring forth with us as we go into a new year in 2021. And I don't know about you, bro, on the other end there, but I don't know, man. I think we could use a fresh start now more than ever with 2020 on the cusp.
Oh, bro, the word is not fresh start. The word is fresh existence. So much happened this year that we're excited that the year is coming to an end. But obviously, the topic today is resolutions for 2021 and basically how to have a better year. But there's so much to discuss, man. Join us always with you, bro. I'm happy to be here right now. Today, all the work was done. done in advance, and we're just testing on new things. But today's topic is going to be it's going to be very relatable, and it's going to resonate with a lot of people. That's for sure. It's facts. So, yeah, man.
Exactly. Exactly, man. I like it, man. New existence, fresh existence, I guess you could say, man. I like that. I like that analogy there. How you kind of put that one there. So, without further ado, guys, welcome back, episode 16 of the Locked In Podcast. I'm Steve, and joined alongside me as always, my man on the other side,
George.
There we go. And we're back at you guys. This is going to be a pretty fun one tonight. We're just going to kind of let loose. We're going to give a little bit of a recap. We're just going to talk a little bit about some things that are on our possible New Year's resolutions that are upcoming in 2021. It's going to be a fun one, guys, and we can't wait to bring this content to you as always. And feel free to chime in. So we're going to hop into it. But before we do hop into it, 3 things we got to do. Number 1. If you like our content, please spread the word about our material to your friends and family. We are still working on the public page, but we don't really have enough people yet. So we're not trying to move our content really there yet. We're kind of still in a private page here. So spread the word about our podcast if you like what you see and you like our content. Number 2, if you like something you see or just want to chime in simply for the fact of chiming in to give us your opinion, comment down below. So we're live on YouTube right now. You can comment on the YouTube page, or you can comment in the Locked In Podcast page. I've also posted this if you're watching live right now. It's on both my Facebook page and George's Facebook page. So guys, comment down below, and we'll be able to respond to you in real time, or we'll be able to respond to you if you comment after the episode's over. And number 3, as always, guys, just chime in, just tune in and enjoy the content. Now we're going to give you guys a great show as always. So it's 2020. We're almost in 2021, guys. Be true and be you. As I always say.
That's right.
As I always say.
It's a rough year, bro. But like I said, a lot's been going on, and people are saying, I forgot what it was. Some actress, a famous actress, just unfortunately recently passed away. And somebody said it, 2020 strikes again. It's just been a tough year, and it just never seems to stop, land. Well, like I always say, you say too, bro, you got to kind of live in a moment. So having said that, when you live in a moment, you think about the past a little bit to help you focus on what you're doing right now so you don't make the same mistakes, while the whole time preparing for the future. And that's what the present is. You have the past, the present, the future. Right now we're in the present, but we're having some big plans for the future and the near future. And again, we want to interact with our fans here, our friends, our viewers, people that know us and all that. And just to kind of see how this experience kind of was, and also how 2021 will be better, or how do they think it might be better? Because there will be light, it will be better, but that's a whole another topic, of course. And that's what we're here to do, man. You know what I mean? Now let me ask the question, bro. Let me start by saying this. Would it be fair to say that 2020 is not exactly what you hoped or thought of? It just kind of went a certain way, and you kind of just rolled the punches? Would that be a fair assessment?
I think it'd be a fair assessment, my man's. It's tough because some things were still in your control. Although 2020 was a little bit of a damper of a year, it's obviously something we've never really quite seen. At least I haven't in my existence in 28 years of living. I haven't seen anything like this. But there were some things that were in our control. Obviously, with regulations and shutdowns, there were a lot of things that were outside of our control. And I was fortunately blessed to not have any friends or family who passed during COVID, but not everybody was as fortunate. But yeah, it's definitely. I don't think anybody expected what happened this year. There's not one person you could tell me, unless they were looking at statistics in November last year and were like, oh, I think we're gonna get COVID. I didn't hear one person say that to me.
Experts, they need it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's definitely, you just kind of roll with the punches and you make what you can out of the situation at hand. It's unfortunate. Nobody really expected that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very unprecedented, and also very sort of like out of nowhere. Just kind of took off like wildfire. Very dramatic, but at the same time, we kind of did our thing and we kept up with this year. Obviously, it didn't go exactly what we thought it would be, but like when you spoke a little behind the scenes, and actually a few of my friends said the same thing. It wasn't necessarily a total loss, not for everybody. If you look back, even you yourself, me myself, look back at our life in the last 11 and a half, 12 months, you can see there's some progress, some good things happen too. We all grow, but for the first time in, like you said, 28 years and 32 for me, it's like we had to go where like in a period where as adults we're told to stay in the house and lock the door or whatever, don't go out because of the pandemic, go out as least you can. The economy will be shut down, and you accumulated, with what happened, like between the summer and fall with another wave, and of course late summer when we started these nice podcasts we're doing, and that's our first episode actually wasn't COVID and kind of 2020, and the first episode of the year, even though we started middle of the year, and the last one is somewhat related to like 2020 and 2021 and COVID in a way. So it's kind of like your kind of works out for us, so we can discuss these interesting topics and give some perspective.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of positives that I can honestly take away from this year. Definitely, as we wind down our last day and a half, not even like almost 24 hours left of 2020, but it's kind of crazy to think about how it's already here. We're almost at 2021, but there's a lot of positives that I can definitely say. Like you just said, for one, we were able to start the podcast and be able to help others as much as we can, on our channel. So that was one thing in the right direction. And we had talked about this, I think right before COVID. I think we kind of talked about this in February of last year, possibly January. And then we got the ball rolling once the fall kind of came around.
The idea was there.
Yeah, I think COVID actually kind of coming up, it kind of delayed things a little bit. And that's one of the things in 2021. I really try not to procrastinate at all, but I still, everybody does here and there. I'm really trying to just lock in on everything this year and just not mess around at all and just kind of go after every single thing that I possibly can, just get things done like right away. Like, no, don't even think about it. Just go do it, get it done. And I think that's one thing I'm excited. I don't know about you, man, but I'm excited for 2021. Like I've never been excited for a year before. This is going to be the year of productivity. Let's just knock shit out, man. I'm ready.
Bro, you want to hear my take a little bit before I even dive into some of like because I want to talk about, we're both going to talk about like 5 things that we improve in 2021 and our actual resolutions, and then we'll interact a little with the crowd and all. But so for me, 2021, bro, it's honestly going to be like almost like a year to make up, because I just don't believe in, so how can I say it? I believe in second chances, but I don't believe in wasting the time and not being able to kind of get what you got done. I believe in if it's late, it's going to be late, but it's still going to be done. So whatever was meant to be this year, like remember we talked about it a few episodes ago, it's going to have to happen this upcoming year, rather next, tomorrow, but whatever, it's upcoming year. So whatever I feel like we missed or we maybe didn't get a chance to do this year, got canceled, it's going to have to happen in 2021. But what does that mean though? That means that whatever you plan for 2021, it's still going to happen. However, because we're backed up, we're going to have to, carry on some stuff for 2020. I really don't want to go, like, I don't want to just end this year and be like, well, 2020 was a waste and all this happened. No, fuck all that. I want things, to be how they were. And obviously, realistically, not going to be exactly how they were because, so much is going on. But if you get everything that you're supposed to be doing, like if say this year, you're supposed to start a small business and have some kind of a sponsorship or some kind of, dealership or some kind of business partnership going to somebody else, and it was postponed, and you're supposed to start, let's just say like in June, July, middle of the year. Well, guess what? Now, my man, go do it in 2019, 2021 in February. We got to get up and fucking do it, bro. Other than that, I mean, like I said, even for myself, trying to go back to school, get my master's program probably the coming year. It should have been this year, but I mean, it just kind of didn't go how I expected, and just too much happened. I don't want to go into details. There's a lot of things in factor. Obviously, just not COVID, but that's kind of how I went, and it is what it is, and it's time to kind of flip the page. So, yeah, I have plans for this upcoming year, and I also have a lot of definitely a resolution and a lot of ideas, and you do as well. And also, truth be told, some ideas correlate because of the podcast we're doing, and because we're business partners now. So,
yeah, I guess you could say that in that type of sense, man. Let's yeah, for sure. Yeah. I kind of released. I don't know if you saw it today. It was earlier this afternoon. I released like a little statement as well. It was kind of going over like just some points I wanted to kind of lay out there. In terms of like things we got in the pipeline for 2021, just expansion. Number one, getting the page to a public platform on Facebook to expand our reach. In terms of IG, we want to grow our page, substantially. And there's not a lot of activity kind of going on our IG page. If you notice, we kind of just share things in our stories. Me and George, we eventually want to get that to a place where, at the start of each week, maybe we'll post some motivational quotes, or we'll post like a little motivational video for you guys. And motivational videos and stuff, like, they're not like always inspiring, but you know what? Somebody might just need that motivation, and just, getting that out there, somebody sees it, it might just, turn their whole week, just put their week on a good note and things like that. Great content. And there were some other things that I know we had talked about too, just revamping that page and kind of just, motivational stuff, tons of activity, more giveaways. And eventually we also, not sure at what point of the year we're going to get this to that point, but eventually developing a website where you guys can go, we'll have all of our episodes on that website. You guys will be able to click them, watch any of them at any time. We'll do some fun stuff. I can't wait to kind of see where we develop this and where we bring it. But just create, like, honestly, when you put two creative minds together, you can do something pretty great. So
that's good, bro. Two minds are better than one, bro. And honestly, Steve, my mind and yours, bro, it's almost like piranhas hungry for meat, man. Like, we want to build stuff, we like to do things, neither one of us is like a person that's okay with like things just being just kind of all right. We're kind of, I'm a perfectionist. You kind of seem to be too. So we want things to be what they need to be. And I do like the idea of the giveaways, something you need to talk about. And definitely we want to have a lot more interaction with people, bro. And also I got some news for you. I'm not going to say too much now. I'll say some not on live air, but spoke to a buddy of mine as well, who's actually a musician. And we might be making a few things happen, bro. People are still very interested in the podcast. Every time you just say the word podcast, people are like, oh yeah, I'd love to be in there. It's just such an interesting, bro. It's a high value activity. Let's be real. It is an activity. We put a lot of time to this. It's not just about me being here, trying to look up pretty boy and eat some chips and talking to you. It's about us expressing what we're doing and, trying to kind of like, enjoying our work, but also, like you said, inspiring others and also just having exciting things for the crowd, bro. And you take pride in your work. I do too. So, this whole year is going to be about taking pride in your work and accomplishing things. And like I said, whatever carry on for this year, we live in negative in 2020, but the positive will take with us. And whatever we do make this year, it's going to happen. A great man once said, bro, that everybody got their journey. It just takes a little time. So you might do your lap around quicker. I might be a little after, or somebody might be after me, but does not make it right or wrong. It just means that, you might have got a little faster and, good. But everybody's going to fail and get up. Without failure, there's no results, man. You can't do shit without failure. So if you're scared to fail, you're scared to try, then you're really messing up. Then you're really holding yourself back.
You can't be scared to fail. And it's easier said than done, but you have to, we've talked about this in previous episodes, you gotta go after what you want, and just, if you fail, it hurt, it stings at first, but eventually you get over that. And that's the whole point. So just tackle things head on. And that's honestly kind of my motto this year. Just go after it, just crush it, just whatever. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about my resolutions for this year when we get into that portion of the podcast. But man, this year definitely important for the podcast. And this just started as an idea, man. It just started as an idea, and we are nowhere near tapped the surface of what we're going to kind of do with this podcast. Honestly, this podcast isn't anywhere near where we want it to be yet. Like, we just started as an idea and just kind of got the wheels going. So we're learning things each week as we kind of go into this. Like, we didn't have intros when we first started, and it's just, I'm learning things as I work through like things each week. So the more time we put in, the more exciting it's going to kind of be. We want to definitely get some editing and production down a little bit better, and just expand our reach, I would say, ultimately, and just have some fun stuff for you guys to be able to interact with. This is definitely going to be great. And one of our biggest things we want to do is get a guest on every episode, even if it's just one person. So the next few episodes, I'm pretty excited about. I don't know about you, man, but we got guests coming on. We got guests coming on for a little bit, starting, I think, next week. So, man,
right. It's easy there. We don't want to talk too much, but we want to definitely get the crowd excited.
We'll let the topics ride as they ride. So, I'm not going to really talk too much about what the topics are going to be, but this is going to be pretty fun. I'm ready to jump into this, and we'll have guests on, so we can have more interaction.
It's gonna be a good one, bro. It's gonna be a good one. You told me the other day that you have a couple guests already lined up. I got a few as well. And here's the thing as well, guys. You guys are watching right now that want to know about the guest situation. Yes, we're gonna have some guests, but now would it be an episode that might be just me or Steve by ourselves? Us two, of course. Might it be an episode that's gonna be just maybe Steve or me by myself? It's possible. However, we want to bring it where we bring a lot of the guests. And also another thing people don't know, that a lot of the guests will come back. We already had a couple guests that actually made 2 appearances. One of our friends who's there, he's probably watching right now. And we want to keep doing that. And guests could be brought up for, share interesting stories, insights, perspective, and talk about things that we gotta talk about. It's also getting an opinion of people that, people that matter, people that that we consider friends, and also people high value that they want to strive for the best. Because everybody says, well, your opinion doesn't matter. Well, opinions do matter. It's just how you say it, though. If you say it in a good way or in a sort of biased way, there's no bias here.
Everybody has different perspectives, and we're just 2 men. We're only 2 people. So bringing other people in, it gives you more perspective. There's more conversation, and honestly, some of these topics are things that we know a little bit about, but it's not a ton. Like, we're going to be learning from people that we bring on because they're experts in those fields.
Point.
Kind of like when we brought James on. James is I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. I'm not someone who owns a business currently. That's obviously one of my end goals, but to own a business or multiple businesses. But James already does that. He owns multiple companies under umbrella company, and there's a lot you can learn from someone like that if you're aspiring in a certain area, or if it's an area you've ever been curious about. No matter what it is, if there's experts in every field.
Right.
Exactly. For sure. And that's the key, man. Not only will everybody else learn, but we can learn things too by this podcast, which is great. That's one thing I love about this, having this platform. So I'm excited, man. And 2020. Whew. So I guess do you want to kind of go through some things maybe 2020 taught us? Do you want me to kind of start here and then just kick that one right back over to you? Want to do that?
Before I even go in, and just want to let you guys know what Steve was saying. So we're gonna have experts in every field, and the whole point is, again, we're gonna format a certain way where we bring guys the best content, and we'll try to also start doing this. We'll get you guys, you guys got to definitely hit us up though, so we can get some, some of your questions. And people always ask me, or sometimes will DM or text me, but if you guys, it's okay. Don't be, shy. Write a comment, even like Steve said, as we speak or after the show's aired, like after after it's been streamed. Ask a question, and we'll gladly answer the questions. And you can email us, DM us, of course, direct message and that good stuff. So we'll make that happen. Now, let's kind of kick off the the whole topic, the first portion of it, and let's talk about some of our resolution and plans. So I'll go first, but I'll talk about some 5 things I want to do better in 2021, or do maybe that I haven't done yet, and then I'll kind of get to the resolution part as well. These are a few things I want to do, not necessarily things that that I haven't done, but maybe that I do that I could be better at, that I could be more committed on, focused on, and this is what we're going to start at. So number 1, I want to be communicate with people more, and also keep in touch more. So number 1 is communicate people more, have even better communications, and keep in touch with people more. What do I mean by keep in touch with people? Not just people that I haven't seen forever, who just out there, we talk. I'm talking about people, whether they're people of interest or business, people that something ties me with them, family, friends, and also friends that maybe I haven't spoken to in years, but I kind of grew up with them, and it's almost like nothing ever happened. It's almost like we haven't seen each other since yesterday, you know what I mean? But it's been over 10 years. I think that's important, to keep up. As long as I keep up with you, and always the mutual feeling is there, it's all good to go. So that's 1 and 2, better communications, and speak more with my friends, as far as communicating, but the right thing, not talking late or forgetting things. Oh, well, I didn't hear the phone call, shit like that. Just want to be more communicative, because communications will save you a lot of time. And as we know, time is money. Cha-ching. So, right, that's a good one. Stay in touch with people. I said that. It's obviously a big one as well. Manage, also another thing I want to do better in 2021 is manage, speaking of social media platforms, manage my platforms even better than I have. I'm not saying I don't do a good job, but I could do more. And that ties in directly what we just spoke about. For the podcast page on YouTube and on IG one, bro, I definitely want to make it where that page starts streaming and it's gonna be lit, and it is gonna get there. It's already getting there. A friend of mine, I just told her to follow us. She just did. Start watching the podcast. It's not hard to follow when things is online and the link is right there. And when people are looking at you and they know what you're talking about, they like your stuff, the followers will come. So that's another one. Another resolution, or another goal of mine, rather. Number 3. So I said, okay, number 4 would be to definitely further my career. So I just want to get more experience and perfect what I already do good at, whether it's, working from home, working as a sub teacher, going for my, next step in my career, getting some certifications. I want to do that, and I don't do it to a maximum, meaning that I don't want to just do it because, I got a new job and an offer. If there's an offer on the table, I want to explore it, and I want to be more confident. Remember we talked about last week about confidence and being a better version. I want to go to an interview or any place of business and knowing that like, okay, this guy George, like he's no joke. You know what, these guys, I want to say that like he might be a younger guy and might not be on our level of like, as far as like experience, but I like when he talks. I like what he's saying. He understands. He looks like an intelligent guy. We can use him. Even if I don't, if it's not like a job, if it's just like a business meeting, you know what I mean? About starting a business, about doing some, some kind of like a project, a podcast. I want people to be like, yeah, like this is the guy. Because people, respect is for people kind of see you first, bro, see you, then they call you and they like talk to you and they give you a shot. A lot of times they'll give you a shot to see what you got. And if you don't like, don't impress them, they're like, well, we'll see what's up later. So, I want to be more on top of my game, if that makes sense, right? And number 5, last but not least, another thing is, for this year is, I want to go back to my, like some of my MMA and martial arts training and possibly competing, and go back to winning some things. Because I mean, I miss, winning. I miss going out there fighting, competing. I do like to be called the champ. I like, what I mean, bro. I like all the stuff it brings. Whether it's, focus, commitment, hard times, a little scared before a fight, or maybe not scared, just a little, nervous. I like all that feeling. So I need that back. 2020 was a very low-key year because how it went, but 2021 is gonna be different. So I need to go back in there. I'll talk to you about it as well, more behind the scenes, but I've been thinking about starting some, some promotion for like, getting people to train with me, like for different styles of fighting, for discipline, to get better, maybe take like walks and jogs, some of the workouts that I do. So I want to kind of take it to the next level. And also, I was supposed to get my certification this year as a well, I was going for it last year and then into this year, but obviously what happened. So I want to get my license as a personal trainer. So it's going to be one of my main goals for 2021. Yeah.
Cool.
So these are 5 of my main goals. And as far as my resolution, I mean, my resolution, like I said, is just be a better, I mean, it's going to be a little simple. And I know it sounds cliche, but be a better person than I was this whole year. Just, every day grow and just kind of, like I said, focus a lot on my school, my career, for this master's program. And I want to be somewhere like with you and my boys and our friends, like by my birthday, May 25th, and just look back and be like, you know what? It's been a good progress. Like I want to look back between December 30th to today, 30th, over to May 25th, my birthday, and see that there was a little progress. That's what I want to do 2021. So yeah, like I said, bro, whatever I missed this year, because this year's almost over, I want to, be able to do it this upcoming year. And I just don't want to have step because I messed up. Lord knows I messed up. I have stepped. I missed opportunities. I lost time, and I just can't do it anymore. So we got to make it count, bro. Yeah. Go ahead.
Exactly. I like the insight there. I want to look back at the end of the year and be like, this was a great fucking year. This is the best year of my life. Like I want to look back and be like, this is the best year of my life. I want to look at every year kind of like that. Like the end of the year, I want to just be like, this has been the best year of my life, just from like taking action, just all the things I've done. So I'll get into my resolutions as well. I thought you made some good points there, kind of furthering your career there and getting more experience, possibly going for your master's, getting your personal training certification. Nice, staying connected with family and friends. A lot of good points you made there. And getting back into MMA. I guess before hopping into my resolutions, I just want to, some of the things that 2020 have taught me, and I'll be brief here. Number one income is not suffice. So I just think that, you can work a 9-to-5 job, you can work, whatever job you work. And if that's your only source of income, you just never know when a pandemic may strike or something may happen. It just kind of takes that income away from you.
Right.
Have a second income and have just something you can put your name on. I think is so important. That's just something it's something that, 2020 has taught me. Another thing is that, our health and our fitness is so very, very important. And I think that's something we all kind of know, but I think 2020 has taught us it to another extent because of the fact that, with a weak immune system, you're more likely to, you're more likely to, if you do get COVID, get sick and, honestly, worse, so taking care of your health and your, staying fit and just, even if it's just going for a walk or, this, like, you don't have to be in the gym going hardcore lifting weights and like doing all these other things if honestly you don't want to, but even if it's just going for a walk 30 minutes a day, getting sunlight, taking your vitamins, eating nutritious, the 80-20 rule, 20% unhealthy, 80% healthy, and just taking care of yourself is just so very important. That's something that 2020 has definitely taught me. especially with family members that have underlying conditions. You just got to be careful. Just health and wellness is just so important. So income's important, health and wellness, and just I would say taking action. Don't allow I don't allow circumstances to slow you down. Like honestly, you could have made the best out of a situation in 2020 with things that were in your control. If you sat around and just looked at it as an opportunity to just sit back and relax, okay, maybe like the first couple of weeks to a month of COVID, but if you literally just sat through quarantine and did that the entire time and you didn't take
nothing, right?
And that's the thing, like if you're fine with that, that's okay. But if you're one of those people that are bitching that you didn't do shit earlier on when you had things in your control, the things that you did have in your control, and then you decided to slack, that's something to improve on. That's a lesson right there. In 2020, go after in 2021, go after what you want and don't allow circumstances. Do what you can with the circumstances you have. Not everything is all sunshine and rainbows, but at the end of the day, there are things that are inside of your control that you can do. So just take action. Just some of the things that taught me life's very, very short, and just cherish the people that are around you. Just don't take any interaction for granted ever. And I just think that is so, so important. And that's definitely another thing that 2020 has taught me as I kind of hop into my resolutions here with 2021. So maybe I'll just go over 4 or 5. I got a long list of goals. I've started writing them. I'm about a quarter of the way through, major and minor, and plans of action. I usually do this every year. But with 2021, I think it's a little bit more special for me this year, and actionable steps I want to take. So one of the first are in terms of my income. So generating more than one source of income and maximizing, number 1, my savings, number 2, my 401k, and number 3, my investment account, my IRA. I want to be able to maximize, save as much as I can, and kind of be ready for the next step in my life. And I'm not really going to kind of go too much into that, but this is going to be a year of planning and maximizing income. And this is definitely going to be a hell of a year in terms of, financial finesse, if you will. So it's going to be a lot of planning and a lot of discipline involved. But it's definitely one of my plans, maximizing income in many ways. And, eventually maybe we'll do a finance segment on here where all we do is talk about that. But
no doubt,
that is definitely something that's very, very important to me. Just saving money, maximizing my investments, and taking full advantage of my 401k, all my financial accounts, just maximizing income where I can. Very, very important. Number 2, in terms of my health and wellness, I eat okay, but I can definitely do better in terms of my meal prep. I've kind of fallen off with my meal prep. I do a lot of meal prep service. So in order to save money, I'm going to try to get back to meal prepping strictly, and obviously staying very much on track with my workouts, not letting work, like
drink water.
A lot of times something with me is I allow work to get in the way of like even working out just a couple hours a day. I like work, I'm like a workaholic, and I allow work to get in my way. I need to stay on track with my workouts and try to work out every single day, no matter what. So that's definitely something that's on my bucket list, and to drop like 20, 25 pounds, but still maintain my muscle mass as well. I want to continue to hit my weight training workouts, my HIIT workouts, and be able to maintain my muscle mass, get more definition, get more tone, and drop about 20, 25 pounds in the process. Definitely a goal. It's definitely a big one. Another one, kind of like you, just maintaining relationships and, staying around the people that are going to add the most value to your life, but also just never going into any interaction with taking that interaction for granted. Always go in, even if it's just where you're chilling with a friend, try to get the most out of the time that you're spending with that person. Focus on them, stay off your phone, anything like that. Just focus on the meeting with those. If you're with a group of friends or just one friend, just focus on that interaction and do not take time for granted. It doesn't matter if it's friends, family, dating. Focus on that. Like you're out with that person. Give that person your time. Don't be focusing on your phone and all the other things. Turn the distractions off and live in the present for just that time. But very, very important to me is kind of like you said, not taking any interactions for granted and staying close with those around you.
Yeah.
I would say another one. I don't know what I really want to
It's okay, bro. Take your time.
here.
We
Yeah,
got plenty of
I
time.
have a lot. There's another thing. Like I also want to. Obviously, one of my other ones on here. This doesn't generate me income, but the podcast, expanding the growth of this podcast and being able to reach as many people as we possibly can in 2021. Whether that's through promotions, whether that's through more engaging material to draw more people in, because if we got good guests on, we want to have a lot of viewers on here so we can get that message across and be able to inspire other people. One of my favorite Facebookers, YouTubers, his name's Darman. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen any motivational videos, but
I heard
his quote, his thing goes, "So you see, we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives." And that's one of that. Honestly, I love his content. His content is great. Shout out to Darman. If you guys don't know who he is, DHARMANN. Check him out. He's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. He's on platforms. But great guy, and his messages are always positive, and his actors and actresses are just phenomenal. But his main message always is at the end of his videos. So you see, we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives. And honestly, if we can just reach a couple people every episode, that's what matters to me. Being able to reach other people and to give other people a positive outlook on life and be able to, positivity. Honestly, that's the main thing about this. Just trying to reach other people. So I want to grow this. There's a lot of good things I want to do. Get my business in the right direction. I guess with real estate, I want to get that in the right direction. With my job, optimizing my performance to the point of promotion, a lot of things. And it requires a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of discipline. So big year, try not to slack as much as I can, just trying to stay positive. At number one, it all starts with a positive mental attitude, and then the discipline and the willingness to do the work. So I'm excited for this year. I have a lot of other things as well, but I'll probably just leave it at those four right there. But this is going to be an exciting year. I feel it. I mean, I know it because it's in your control. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When something crushes you and tries to crush your spirit, you hit back 10 times harder. That's all. Everything's up here. It all starts up here. It all starts with your attitude and how you approach your situation. It's like when someone comes at you and tries to start like an argument with you. You're in a great mood. Someone tries to knock you off your center. Yeah. Just fuck up your day. Honestly, it all starts up here. You kill people with kindness. Like, you can't control how someone reacts to you, right? Just like you can't control external circumstances like COVID coming about, but you can control one thing, how you react to it. And that is the most important point. How you react to it. That's exact. You can control that because that's within you. No one can take that away from you. Just remember that.
So true, bro. So amen, man. So I like those words, bro. I like how you put that in there. So your list of I guess like some of your goals, long-term goals for 2021. Yeah, for 2021. And also some of like your resolution, and a couple other ones as well. They're all great, bro. They're really inspirational. It makes sense. Here's the thing. It's like people see what we're doing, right? But I wonder if, a lot of people feel the same way, which I'm sure they do, but also like, are they really kind of like going for it the same way? Are they thinking like in advance, or is everybody kind of thinking tomorrow's a big day and then the first is here? Not to sound like too much all over the place, but I'm already thinking of like plans. I'm already thinking of all January and February of this upcoming year. At the same time, I'm focused on tomorrow, and the first. Like you said, it all starts in here, and it starts with a plan. Again, it's gonna be bro about planning and execution. This upcoming year, we're not gonna play around, man. Me and you are probably gonna be meeting a lot more. Right.
And I think the second part's more important than the first, because planning is nothing without execution. Execution is so critical.
Bingo.
I think a lot of people get stuck up in the planning process. And I know I was planning for a long time. Mm-hmm. People get so focused on the planning process and they want everything to be just perfect and just right.
They want to come to them, but you got to kind of expand a little, like think outside the box.
That's something that I struggle with. You just got to do it. Sometimes you're not going to have all the answers in front of you. You just got to go and do it. Executing. A plan is nothing if you don't execute. That is the absolute key. And James actually taught us this. He told us this in the one episode. A plan is nothing if you don't execute.
Like you said, bro, James says it. Even the guy from Alpha Man Strategies, more from Virginia, he always talks about, uh, if you're writing your goals, the high value man, and as a guy like a planner, let's say the word planner, like we're both planners. You plan, I plan, right? But what's the point if you're just a planner and you're not an executioner? And not that kind of execute. I'm not talking about this kind of execution. I'm talking about from like your plans, right? What's the point of a plan if you're not going to execute it and have the right mindset and do it the right way? You can come equipped with a lot of game, a lot of insights and plans and all this, but at that point, you're like almost like a halfway go-getter, a halfway warrior, a half player. I don't want to be a half player. I don't want you to be a half player. I want you to be an all player. We got to really finish it strong because whatever, like you said, and you actually told me this, you put it in a great way. One of them, I believe, 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago, he said that actionable, reasonable action, actionable plans. Okay, you plan it. You organize number one, organize the ideas down, plan, formulate the plan a certain way, come up with the steps to execute the plan, then execute it, but reasonable steps. And again, like actionable steps as well. You know what I mean? You can't like do too much in one day or even a week, but you can't like, only do one thing in the whole week and think it's going to work. You can't take it that slow neither. It's okay to take it easy a little bit and take it slow in the beginning and go fast, but not all the time. Same thing with this. Do the other way around. It's okay to take it a little fast sometimes and go fast, but don't always move fast like, because you're going to mess up along the way. So it's all comes to balance, mate. It all comes down to the right strategy, right plan, the technique you're using. For example, you want to get a car, you get some money saved up, you get a big check somehow, you're working and you get time and a half. Next thing you know, you see a car outside. I just seen a car the other day, by the way, right by Aldo's Pizza, right on Bustleton. I'm looking and I'm like, I could call, maybe trying to, see if I grab this car. But then I said to myself, but there's other cars coming up. And then with 2021, potentially, I don't know exactly when, I don't want to throw a number out there, but let's say the 3rd of January or the 4th, things will open up. There'll be opportunities. So don't rush nothing, but the same like you said, bro, be the guy that takes the first step, you know what I mean? And kind of actually go out there and do it. I back like as recently as like 5 years ago, like when I was still at my old job, right? At PPH, I always think that like I was kind of connected with like the job. Sometimes I look at things, be like, okay, I could do this today, but I'll do tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow and I'll add something. I'll apply to a different department. I'll do this. I'll talk to the communication people, see if they can help you something. But then I remember thinking myself like, I got time. I can wait a week or two, and I would wait and wait. And although waiting is not a bad thing all the time, bro. Sometimes, bro, they're waiting around. Oh, I'll do it in 2 days. In 3 days, days coming up. Nah, just go and do it the day you think of it. But if you write it down, and let's just say you make a plan for January 5th, and today's the 30th, and you actually stick with it, that's fine too. This is planning in advance. But you don't plan too much in advance, and some things are just beyond a plan. At that point, you don't need a plan necessarily. Just go do it. Like, you know what to do. Go ask the question. Go reach out to your friend, for example, who has a lot of connections, who's like connected like that or rich like that. Ask him about something he told you. Ask him if you could get in, do some work with the real estate. Ask him, some good questions. Bring him on a podcast, stuff like that. Waiting around, bro, doesn't always cut it, bro. That's all I gotta say. You wait around enough, your idea could leave you, and somebody else could take your idea. So
the mental stress that you kind of create with waiting around is just not worth it because you're relaxing in the moment. But if you just a lot of times when you procrastinate, and I notice it all the time, I do what I do. And like the thing that I was procrastinating all that time, and I knock it out in 30 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell was I procrastinating for? Like,
exactly, bro.
You get so fearful of doing something that's difficult, or at least you perceive it to be difficult, but you build it up in your mind. If you just knock out what you got to do real quick, guess what? You have all the other time to do other things. Just get done when you have to get done now. Don't procrastinate. A lot of times, and that's where it becomes mental warfare. It's in your head. You usually will get up in the morning, you'll say, like I could work out later in the day. I could do this, but just think about this. If you don't want to get up and work out in the morning, guess what? If you do work out in the morning, you got your whole day free afterward now. Like, that's the thing. Like, now you don't have to worry about working out. Like,
yeah,
you got to think of it as like, you're doing something now to get the free time later. And then guess what? You can do something else productive. Maybe if you feel up to it, you'll be like, it's mental warfare, and it all starts inside your mind. Because we tell ourselves we don't need to do something all the time. That's every day's a battle with your mind. Every day.
The battle is with your mind, bro. Like you said, it's very easy to say next, keep going. It's almost like the pressure. Even me, I gotta do some work for like homework or work on the computer for work, and it's doing like 2 days. I did most of it. Today I did probably one of the most that I ever did because I got up kind of early. By the way, let me just start by saying I was exhausted, dude. Last night, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get my sleep last night. After Christmas, Peddler's Village, I came home, relaxed. I just had a long night. Woke up today in the morning, look at the time. I did some laundry, did my workout in the morning. Like, I walked a little bit, did some stuff at home, some weights and all that, some push-ups. Then I start my videos. You'd be surprised, bro. All you gotta do is just, it's not even about necessarily don't procrastinate at all. It's almost about like just do what you got to do. If you procrastinate after that, or I guess the definition means really to not do what you got to do and fuck around. But if you do your job, bro, and it takes like 5 minutes and you do it like, wow, look how much I got done. Then you can relax later, like chill out, watch movies, eat a little bit, go somewhere, but get the stuff done now. That's the most important thing, and that's one of the things that I gotta change. I gotta change a lot by myself in 2021 too, bro. I mean, I didn't get to say all of what I gotta do, but it's gonna be a year full of change. But like you said, the mental breakdown and just the focus, and it's not nothing about that serious. You're like looking at, wow, really, this fucking thing, 10-minute video or this 10-minute, project, this paper. And I can relate to this when I was in college because sometimes I would procrastinate in college too. When you think about it, bro, something like this small took you this much to do. It took all this much here, like all this action. Like
Definitely.
like this is small, but it's as big as the time you're wasting, the focus, the energy. We could have just got up and done it the first time. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think I spoke to this about like just on a one-on-one type tip, like man to man. But sometimes it happens to me. I don't know why. As the procrastination just wins, and it's like I waste the smallest things or the stupidest things, and I might waste an hour or two if it could have been done. And it's something I gotta definitely get better. Even at 30 years of age, sometimes it happens, but it happens less now, which is good. It doesn't happen as much as when I was like 24, 23.
Exactly. Man, this is gonna be you know what though? Sometimes the journey is exciting though. It's tough. It's mental warfare, man. But then once you kind of get into what you're doing, man, it's the reward of accomplishment, just getting things done early and just getting everything done and crushing the goals just feels phenomenal. And 2020's taught me a lot, so I'm ready for this year and let's freaking get it, man.
Yeah, bro.
What are some lessons that 2020 kind of taught you, man?
Oh God, that was a good question. I came at the right time, bro. I thought you were gonna ask later, but like, geez, let's get to that one. So, 2020 and 2021. 2020, bro, taught me a lot of lessons, bro. One lesson it taught me is that no matter where you are in life, always make sure you're good. Your family's taken care of. You're good. Be prepared. And like you said, it taught me that no matter where you are, though, even if you're doing good and you're doing these things, first of all, these are things that you should have been known before even 2020. But we're just gonna say 2020 because this is the year that made us discover a lot by ourselves. So wherever you are in life, whether it's this upcoming year, whether it was, what I mean, like next year or even this year right now that was still 2020, make sure that, that you're aware that everything kind of ends really fast. And no matter how bad you think it is, somebody has it worse than you. So having said that, the most important thing is, to stay, like I said, staying sharp with things, make sure you're working, saving money, investing, you have money just for an emergency, have more than one source of income, figure out a few things, work those extra days nobody wants to work, be a money maker, be a problem solver. That's one of the things that are really, I mean, I knew about this stuff before 2020, but 2020 told me that like anything could kind of just happen and the whole country go like this, just the plug could be pulled, just shot. I mean, you have a TV on one day, for a lack of better analogy, you turn shit off, it's all silence now. There's nothing in the room, everything's gone. Sitting all this, we were so stuck in 2019 and beginning of 2020 with the world how it was. Oh, I got this, and social media, jokes, memes, going out here, getting wasted, having fun, living like life that everybody wants to like just loves to live, or even, and we spoke about this in other episodes, portray a life that you don't really live, but you want to engage in a little bit. Then we forgot the number one thing: health, your mindset, your peace, being quiet sometimes, being in a room where nobody talks, just relax. Sometimes I don't hear nobody talk. I just want to be on my own. I got hobbies, I got things to, sometimes, I don't want to be around people. I want to be around animals, Sometimes I want to take a nice drive somewhere quiet, like our boy does all the time, and like sometimes me and you do, and go out there and just take a walk in the woods, have that peace of mind, have that relaxation mode. So 2020 told me that, like, a lot of things, we take for granted, but they're there, but it's got to be kind of like a balance a little bit. And you just got to grow as a person, because another thing that 2020 told me is that there's no time. I mean, you think there's time like that, but, and then even when you have time, you think it be taken away from you. It can be taken away from you. Look what happened in 2020. We had a lot of time, and look, we realistically only used 20% of our overall time or our overall year, because 70% of the time was kind of like lockdown, quarantine, this and that. News, the news love to, and if it does it, it's a psychological thing. It kind of just not only programs and brainwashes you, but it can really stress you out mentally. You're like, look at the news, like, man, just bad news everywhere. Your mood changes. I'm telling you, bro, especially these last few days, it's been very hard to stay consistent, but I think I've been doing a decent job at it, and I've learned a little bit, and that's the best thing I can take away from this. Other things 2020 told me, I mean, like you said, told me not to hold grudges, not to really waste time that needs to be wasted, not to focus on the stupid things, that don't need to be there. I've been there, done that. No, that's exactly what I mean. I've been there, done that. There's no need for me to go there, go back. And again, it's an analogy, right? ride a Benz that I was riding 2 years ago because it's a cool Benz. I still like Benzes, but I'm gonna ride another car now. I'm gonna go. I got different hobbies. I picked up golf in 2019. I golfed last year, this year a little bit, but not really because it was closed in. Now I like golf. You can say, well, you have a lot of time on your hands, do you? Well, not really, I don't though. But golfing is an activity I like, not because the circle it brings, but it's just a nice activity. And you do put yourself in a circle of people that play golf, golfers, richer people that have been doing this before you, winners, entrepreneurs. So pick up new hobbies. That's another thing that in 2020 told me, learn new things. Even though I started golfing in 2019, but 2020 really brought these things to my attention. Like, yo, don't waste time. Do things when they got to be done. Like I said earlier, keep up with your friends. I used the whole quarantine to call people. I was calling people in Italy, in England, in Texas, San Francisco, New York, Albania. I was talking, bro. And a lot of times I would make the first step, but guess what? Every single person I hit up reached back to me. They're like, so happy to hear from me. You know what I'm saying? In times like these, bro, all you have is like your family and I guess your close friends and those you really can trust. Because you just don't know. Nothing's promised. Look what's going on. When celebrities are dying left and right, what can happen to us that we have less sort of like utilities as far as like the health insurance and all that. We have what we have. We don't have the best treatment in the world like they do. They have millions. So take care of yourself. That's another thing. Take care of yourself. Keep things around.
Important, man. Some good points right there.
What about you, bro? What was the 2 or 3 big things that 2020 taught you? I don't think you mentioned a couple of them, but
I kind of already mentioned what I said. So I had said, have a separate source of income. Don't take interactions with people for granted. Don't take your health for granted. As we, with a strong immune system, you can easily combat COVID.
Yep. With your meetings and all that, guys, just so Steve just mentioned that. Yeah, I used to be the same people, one of the same people. Like, oh yeah, I'll go to the doctor tomorrow. I'm okay. Nah, go stay. Keep a certain plan. Throughout the year, go to the doctor at least twice. Check something up. I got a small pain because I fell from a bike this year, man. I told you one of the many negatives this year. I fell from a Saran, a special type of dirt bike that's crazy fast, but it's really quiet. And as a result of that, I still got scars right here. I got scars here, on my knee, on my leg, near my waistline. First time falling from a bike, life-changing experience. It scared me, but guess what? Not enough to ride the thing again. I rode the thing 4 days later after I fell, but I vowed to myself to never to fall again, to be a lot more careful. And then now I got to go see a doctor because I have a pain. When I wake up, I feel a pain here on my shoulder. So I'm going to have to go and see a doctor. The bottom line of the point is, guys, don't take nothing for granted. Don't think because he hurts a little, you give you okay. No, you never know. Go see a real professional. Now, unless you know about this kind of stuff and you're some kind of a doctor yourself, that you could kind of ease off a little and kind of hold back a little bit, hold off, but don't, just go be seen. Use guidance. Everybody needs guidance, no matter who you are. Reinvent yourself. We talked about this in previous episodes, but part of your New Year resolutions is also to reinvent yourself for 2021 and for 2022 and beyond. So it's just the start of a decade, bro. Just because we had one bad year, it's not going to be a terrible decade. Let's not get it fucked up,
Exactly. It may have postponed things, but wheels in motion in 2021. It's all about how you approach it. It really is. This could be a year where you live in fear, or it's a year that you literally just make the most of the circumstances that you have.
Yeah.
It's all mental, like I said, mental warfare. Guys, just be true and be you. Just, let's crush it. I love to say that term. I love to say that phrase, but be true and be you. Nobody can take away from just do it what you can in the circumstance.
It is, bro.
Living in fear is no way to live your life. It just isn't. And you ever notice people who are down on them, you ever see people who are diagnosed with a terminal disease, like cancer or something? There's those people that go out and they do everything that they wish they had done before life. This life is just too short to live in fear. And it's critical. Just, it's all mental warfare. It's a battle with our own mind every day.
It is. A battle with how things, circumstances, where you are, the odds. If the odds have won only when you give up. If you give up, then the odds have won. You don't want the odds to win because the odds could be in your favor too, and they are in our favor realistically. All right. So obviously, me and you cannot really be considered the whole population. We're just like two guys, in a city, and we make up for some of the population. But look at us, we have it good. But the odds are actually not necessarily. They're not in our favor, but they're also not in our disfavor. They're kind of in between somewhere. You got to be, and I'm talking about just us too, because we're the ones talking right now. We got to be at the cross path to kind of where we navigate through the obstacles, and then you go up there. You do start your business here, or you're closer to start your business. By 2022, you're pretty much all there, knocked it out. You have lost 30 pounds. Now maybe you have a better car. I have a better car. You know what I mean? Like these things can be done, bro. You can go forward or it can get worse. And whatever you have, you take it for granted. You fuck up, you think it's cool, and then you lose and you lose and you lose. And trust me, I've been there, bro. I have more, and I lost a lot of things, and I'm in the process of regaining things, and going for my blessings, trying to be a high value. Being a high value male is also about handling loss a certain way. You could cry about it and stay down, or you fall down. My advice is get the fuck back up.
Exactly. You can fail from inaction, or you can fail from taking action. It's your choice. Honestly, it's always better to fail from taking action than it is from being inactive. Honestly, it's what do you gain out of being inactive? You don't gain anything. I mean, it's cliche to say, but you don't. Like if you don't take action, you're just gonna live with regret. And there's nothing you can do. Once it's in the past, it's in the past. You can only control what's in front of you. So make the most of the opportunities that you have. Fail. Go out and fail. Just take those chances. And in 2021, that's one thing you guys should take with you. A couple of things you could take with you in 2021, I would say, for my advice, is number one, positive mindset, because it leads you in the correct direction. If you think positively, a lot of times you can manifest something. You manifest it. So positivity is very, very key. Kindness. Treat others with respect and dignity. Guys, there's no. Always treat others with respect.
There's no I in the team. Fuck with me, fuck with them.
Yeah, and that's cliche as well, but definitely, just don't take interactions for granted. You go into 2021 with a fuck the world mentality. Just go in and ready to kick ass. It just is what it is. And I would say for every plan, execute 5 times. So that's what I'm saying. Execution is so important. Planning, execute. Plan, execute. Like always think of execution. That's the key. And we can sit up here and we can talk about this all day, but at the end of the day, it's the inaction behind the scenes that gets the work done.
It's what you do, bro. Now what you're creating. Because we could talk. Talking is not the battle. They say, again, it's cliche and all that, but it's kind of true. Those that believe it, like subscribe to the theory. Well, you talk it to existence, it happens. Well, it happens. But if you look at only the results or the good work without the work you're putting in, I'm sorry, like the results, like, all right, I want this car, but you're skipping a step. It's like ABC. You got to think about what you're going to do to, get your butt up, work hard, invest time. It's all about putting time. Keyword, putting time, investing time. Like everything else, it just takes time. You notice how you start in the game, bro? You might be trash, and then you play so much, you're good now. What did you do? You spent some time with this game, and you got better at it. For example, right? You start a TV show. You watch the first episode, you're like, I don't know. I didn't understand nothing about the show. I didn't get nothing. But then you watch the show again, the episode again, or the second episode. You grow the show. Now you know what's going on, and the plot is like you're not confused now. You're like, okay, well, this is happening here. You're more clear. Same thing here now. It's all about putting the time. Execution is another word for something, kind of putting the time and going for it and actually making it happen. Actually putting the plan to play. Sometimes it's time for actions, but it's not just words. You know what I mean? There's a time for words and action, and actions do speak louder than words. So at the end of the day, the execution and your results can be seen by how did you approach it, what did you do to improve that. Like the laws of attraction and the laws of the rules of power say that don't be a ghost. Don't just kind of sit in the house all day, play video games, disappear, and you completely disconnect yourself from the real world. Where now you're like, I think we spoke about this in another episode too. But now you're like a ghost. You're like you're forgotten. You haven't been at the house for like for example, for days. You haven't been on your email for weeks maybe, or on social media. Now it's good to stay on social media a little bit, but it's good to be on there a little too, to interact a little bit. See what's going on. It's all about balance. It's all about a certain way. So what I mean. To be a best version of yourself, to have a resolution does not, mean stay home all day and just take it too easy and disappear completely. It means have that balance. Tell your friends, your family, you're there for them. Tell your mom, your dad, you love them. Really improve relationships. You know what I mean? If it's a friend you haven't seen in a while, even though you guys might still be cool, everything's all right, hit them up sometimes. See what's up. Reinvent yourself. This episode goes very well with reinvent yourself, because resolutions for 2020 are kind of part of, in a way, to reinvent yourself. But reinventing yourself, you go deeper in. Now we're just talking about some plans and how to carry them out. So. Everything kind of like it's connected there,
Very true.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What would you say? Do you have like a biggest goal for this year? Like the one that trumps all the other ones?
I do, bro, but I would say they're all about equally important to me. But I kind of have a more main goal. And honestly, bro, it's like you said, bro, it's about definitely keeping up my health and kind of like getting my career to the next level, bro. So it's got to do money. I mean, currency, just make money. Like you say yourself, I have a savings account which I barely use, and I barely even really actually make it grow. And this year with everything, with what happened and some some fines and all that. And of course, Christmas shopping kind of like I got caught off guard a little. So now I'm in the time of, trying to, I'm in the process of trying to kind of rebuild a little bit. And I just want to be more careful. Speaking of 401k, letters came home earlier, like maybe like in November, December. So like earlier in the month. And I got to take care of that kind of stuff too. So it's about carrying all this stuff together, bro. That's like my main goal is stay healthy and focus on like all my endeavors and businesses as a whole. And then of course, obviously like growing the podcast will be one of them too, kind of part of my endeavors, getting my certification as a personal instructor, growing in my martial arts journey, and maybe start a school or get with somebody who has a school and a gym. We need a place and the times, and that's it. After that, I know plenty of people, old, young, male, female, they want to learn, they want to come in there, someone to fight some dunk, someone to compete, someone to learn self-defense. Trust me, I'm not even worried about that. Shit, you can come to my gym and work out. We'll have weights too, like everything will be there. Hit the bag a little, hit some weights, cardio. Like that will be the goal. And that's a gym of mine, a goal. Now, obviously, it's not going to happen like that easy, like, just like this upcoming year out of nowhere. But a start is a start. We said the same thing about the podcast. Look where we are now. It takes time, but we have progressed. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's my main thing, bro. Definitely just my businesses as a whole, my health, and obviously, like my career, like my job and all that, grow, save more money. I want to be like you too, bro. Like with the IRA and like you said, save money. Neither one of us are experts in saving money, but we definitely know how to save money a little bit. But there a little bit isn't cut anymore. We're older now. We cannot go to the store and buy a bunch of things and be okay, I got my savings. Nah, you gotta know how to spend money wisely and smart way. Don't just go throw money away. Oh, I got $6,000. Oh, let me see now. I'm gonna buy a brand new bike and I'm gonna buy a bunch of sneakers. We'll buy a car first, bro. Like do it the right way.
Take care of your priorities. Yeah, if you ever want any advice, man, come see me, man. We can talk IRAs, we can talk 401k, we can talk savings, man. Definitely important.
You're my go-to guy among other people, but you definitely, because I know a couple other financial advisors, people that work with these kind of things, but you definitely know a good amount and you're a man of a certain knowledge. So I'll definitely hit you up for that. And like you said, who knows? We'll do a whole episode on saving money. We got our boy Marius on that. He's actually a good money saver. Without even really taking class, he's just naturally good at it. So hey.
Yeah. If you guys ever want a good book on learning how to manage your finances between credit cards, your checking account, savings, IRAs, 401k, life insurance, all that good stuff, check out a book called "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi. His name, Ramit Sethi. I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Great book. Phenomenal read. I've listened to it a few times. He really does a lot of the work. He gives you a lot of the strategy. You just got to put in the work. But
what's his name, bro? The author? I might look it up.
Ramit Sethi. It's R. I think his name is spelled. Figure this one out. I have his book right here. Let's see.
I could probably look it up.
It's Ramit Sethi, and his last name is Sethi. Ramit. His name's Ramit.
RAMT.
MIT. RAMIT.
Ramit. And what's his last name?
Sethi. It's just Seth. SETH with an N and an I at the end. Sethi. Phenomenal book. Check it out.
Oh, there it goes. I found it. Wow, look. It's fun. His name is Ramit. Sounds like almost like a Muslim name. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty funny too. He's got some funny jokes in there as well. So it's a good book.
Yeah, I will teach you to be rich. 5 takeaways. Yo, you know what, bro? I might actually check out some videos after the podcast, maybe tonight. If I don't go to Ben Salem, I might go to Ben Salem later. But phenomenal. Yeah, thanks, bro. You sent me one of these Jones, but I didn't have to get to read it. You definitely sent me a DM about the book. I remember you told me one time we were doing a walk, but I never actually got to. I didn't have time to really look into it, so I will do that.
Yeah, I'm all about personal development books. I love I love listening and reading physical copies. That's another thing we'll do on our IG and maybe on our Facebook page. We'll release top books that we've read and stuff like that. And that's the whole point, is we want to offer you guys value. So if I learned something, I definitely want to be able to share it with you guys. And that's the whole point of the podcast. Just reaching other people, engaging with others, and kind of inspiring you guys out there. That's the key.
That's the thing, bro. I'm glad you brought that up because when it comes to reading, bro, even though in the last year and a half, I've been kind of going back to reading. And obviously, when you're older, you read books, like you said, about self-development and things that interest you. But it's always good to read, to get your vocab up, and to just kind of be a better reader. And it actually makes you a better person on the inside. Reading, it's think about it as an exercise for your mind, sort of like your speech. So it's like, when you talk, you're reading a certain way. Now you're watching, so it's all attention. So it's gotta be with your eyes and your mind and with your mouth, because you're reading, you're saying words, you're getting better, bro. So it's like a workout, but it's almost like a reading level slash a mind workout. It's not so much almost like chess is, and like the puzzle games. Not so much of a physical workout. When you're running, you're walking, you're getting your shoulders ready and all that. So reading is important. The old me, bro, when I was really young, man, I would read like teachers, make us like read books and do tests on them. Even my mom made me do the same thing, do like a book report on every book I would read. So looking back now, when I was like real young, like 11, 12, up to about early high school maybe, and then now that I'm like 32, I'm like, wow, I really sort of like something way along the line, I kind of like completely stopped doing that, changed completely. So in the last year and a half, going on 2 years now, I started rereading a little bit, and it's been a good journey. I mean, I read a couple books. A lot of them, I will be honest, are audiobook because I don't have too much time to really read like I want to. But if you can read like a book, like a page or a couple pages a day, man, maybe a book a week, dude, you've done something good. And get the good books. That's why I told you the other day that I don't mind getting the 50 Cent book, the Hustle Smart, Hustle Hard, Hustle Smarter. Because actually, I don't mind the hard copy as well as an audible or maybe something online. Plus, 50 is my guy. I like 50. So I mean, everybody loves 50 is my dude. So I mean, I definitely anything he puts out there, I'll definitely read it because it's very interesting and it's a good perspective. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of good books out there that be written about other guys as well. I mean, 50 just happens to be one of the few rappers that's written a really, really intensive, but also full of depth sort of analysis book on hustling and business. And he combines the world of hustling with business, but he uses techniques from the streets and all that to actual business. When it comes to hustle, how to be smarter, how to not fall for tricks, how to not let laziness take cover you. A lot of rappers out there are lazy, but a lot are not. And he just happens to be one of the better ones when it comes to that kind of stuff.
True. It's a good point. Yeah. He's a very fluent speaker. That's a great book as well. I highly recommend it.
He speaks well, dude.
Yeah. I highly recommend that one too. Yeah, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. It was released in April of 2020. So great book.
2020, right? Came out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was released in April 2020. I know. Great book, bro. You put me on. I knew about it for months because 50 was actually he was actually promoting it. But when you actually see it, read and hear it, you're like, okay, it's a different level. Because it's one thing hearing snippets and all that, a small thing, but actually looking into it, you're like, your whole mindset changes, bro. Something about that, bro. It's like, remember when 50 told Lloyd Banks that he has to have like something about a book. He says you should get an IG. That inspired me because at one point I was about to say fuck IG. I don't care about IG anymore. But it's good to have one to promote your stuff in a positive way. You know what I mean? Would you say that's cool? Like having an IG to promote in a good way, like interact with your friends without trying to be a star or something you're not, or portraying this fake life that you don't live. Put the real days, put the rainy days too. It's okay. Everybody goes through some hard shit. Be honest with your captions. Don't just say that, oh, I'm so happy. Come on, bro. You're not always happy. We all know that. You know what I mean? Like, there's some days you're not as happy, but don't be scared. Don't be just like some guy, that goes out there just to promote fake stuff on IG. Do the right thing with it, and try to reach others. Like me and you do. Try to reach others now. We have a page. Those that don't know, Locked In Podcast on IG. It is our IG page, official page, and we're in the process of building up a little. It has been a little slow in the last month since we had it up, but Rome was not built in a day. Nothing was done in a day.
Exactly. Important point there.
Yeah.
Important point. Yeah, I think we touched man, there was some good stuff, man. I'm glad to hear some of your resolutions for the upcoming year, man. I'm ready.
Thanks, bro.
Ready to kick some ass, man.
Hoping, bro. Literally kicking ass. I mean, like I told you, I want to go back to fighting, but I mean, more than that, that's going back to fighting is definitely a goal. But the main goal, this is the main goal. Even tops going back to fighting. As much as I love sports and martial arts and fighting and MMA and all that good stuff, bro, without doing some of these things here, there can't be none of that. How can I really go out there if nothing's in order? And in my mind, I know that like things are not what I want it to be. You can't even compete right. You can't even do a grappling match or a wrestling match or a boxing match, and your mind's all over the place. That's a good way to get knocked out, to get hurt.
Exactly.
Not happening, bro. Now around here, it's not happening. I take pride that I go out there, bro, trying to give 100%, like you said, bro. Even if it's my job, everything. So I just want to be more on point this year, this upcoming year. This year I was a little, but just by nature, the quarantine and all that, it was like a test from God in a way. It tried to make you a little lazy. Oh, you're quarantined, your parents are home, you're getting paid a little, you work from home. Slack off, do this. Nah, don't slack off. Just stay disciplined. Which is why, again, I don't want to keep repeating this, but motivation is good enough, but it can also be crap at times because it kind of comes and goes. Discipline stays all the time, and it's time to be disciplined. Having resolutions and be a better version of yourself and stay motivated, you gotta be disciplined. You usually can't have motivation if you don't have no discipline, to be honest, though. I mean, if you think about it, without some kind of discipline, because motivation comes through discipline. When you see yourself being disciplined, I do this. Oh shit, and it gives you an extra boost. Let me go do something else now. Let me do my other task because I did this task. It all works, bro. But if you're just disciplined halfway, it's not going to be the best for you. And that's
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like motivation, it's a spurt type of thing. It like you said,
It's
it
also a
comes
misused
and
word.
goes. But discipline is just, it's not always being happy doing what you're doing. Just go and do it. Like, and that's the thing. And then the results come, and then you get a little happy. They're not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have your good days, and you're going to have your bad days.
Bro, can I say something real quick, man? Real quick, you might laugh at this. It's kind of funny. I just thought of this. I might even write it like maybe the status. All right, ready? Check this out. I'm gonna say, let me see, I'm gonna say like 5 words or small sayings that were misused this year completely. Ready? All right. You can do it too if you want, but all right. So ready? 5 words or sayings that were, obviously not this year, but every year, but this year even more. This year, right? Savage, completely misused word, overused completely. Alpha male, completely misused again. Simp, completely misused and overused like all the time. Like, just geez, shut the fuck up. Now everything's what you think. People just say so much. Is like, you got to put them in check and they can realize, right? Another misused word, I'm sick. Another misused word or overused word this year was COVID. Everything was on COVID. Everything COVID. Not everything is COVID's fault. Okay, can we say that?
That's some good points, man.
Yeah. Another misused or overused word, the GOAT. This is always, we spoke about this, but come on, there's only really one GOAT. You could be a GOAT, one of the greatest in some particular field, but you can't be the greatest unless you're the greatest. People misuse his words, and you know what I mean? Like, they just online all day, all they do. Words are super powerful. Words are literally like spells. You can say something, it can happen. Words are like, you can check things. So be kind to others, like I said, but also be wise and use your words. Don't just overuse everything. And that's the thing too, bro. And again, this could be a whole other episode, and we're not going to dive too much into it, especially now they're closing in. But just use the right words at the right time, and don't misuse words. Don't use the same word all the time for something, especially if it's not relevant to the topic you're talking about. If it doesn't have to be used, don't just be those guys that just throws words, because we are also in the age of information, but also misinformation. It's extremely easy to be informed these days. Or sorry, misinformed as well as informed. Or better yet, you think you're informed, guess what? It's all fake news. You're completely misinformed. You're like, oh, well, I got this. Earlier, I was going to share an article, but it said 3 years ago. I looked at it, I was like, I could share it. I could just say in the caption that it's although it's a 3-year-old article, it's still true to this day. But then I was like, nah, it's cool. I'll share somewhere else in one of my other pages. So, I went the other way. You just got to be careful how, again, don't just be one of many. You be just another guy saying the same thing, It's like the theory, when a bunch of guys look at a girl, they'll go after, oh, you're so pretty, so pretty. And then there's one guy says away, and he looks at her, says hi, and then he approaches her different, and he gives her a compliment, and she likes him more because he's original. He's different. Not the same 20, 30 guys that said, you're so pretty, Same thing with this. You have guys saying everything, oh, I'm sick of COVID, oh, lockdown. Not everything's COVID, not everything's locked down, not everybody's a savage, not everybody's a goat, not everybody's a simp, not everybody's an alpha. It's just you know what it is, bro? It's the people that understand in between people. Like, people even people like us that give some kind of message, and people see that and they be like, well, George Simpson this, so we got to do this because they said that. We said something, but we didn't. By no means are we holding somebody's hands. Be like, well, do it how we say do it. Do it your own way, but be inspired a little bit. Be motivated, be disciplined, be a better version of you. Be touched a little. If it can inspire you, we're happy with that. But don't take everything we say completely like, even though we're giving you true information, don't take it like, well, he said this was gotta be that way. No. We want you guys to think for yourselves, not to be Steve Ushler or George Mechai. You know what I mean?
Very true. Be original.
Yeah, but that's all I want to say, bro. That's all I want to say. Right. Just kind of add on to that.
A good point to bring up forth, and I like the shirt, by the way, on the other end.
Savage, thank you, bro. It was actually a Christmas gift, bro. So thank you, my brother. My kid's got a lion. It's a savage. Couple of words.
That's the mentality you should have in 2021. Have a savage mentality. Yeah. Hold yourself to higher standards.
Definitely higher standard. No more BS. No more. Even our homies. None of our friends are really cool with like that. They're trying to be like us and like the people that we want to be like the higher ups and all that. They got everything going on for themselves. No reason why a friend of ours, and I throw like a name is a fake name, So I don't want to put real names out there. No reason why Matt, I'm just throwing a name out there, right? Should feel like, oh, I should ride this car. Nah, dude. Forget driving that car. Drive a better car. It's a new year. It's a new you. There's hope, but there's also a lot of achievements. And again, without planning execution, you can't do that. So don't just be stuck to like going to the same place, seeing the same people, doing the same thing over and over, driving the same car. We'll have some growth. Feel like you could do a little more than that, and now you're gonna go to the next level, And I think you spoke about, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, even with dating. Date outside your comfort zone too, be out there more, go to different dates, date girls you feel like you can do more. Don't just like think about dimes, but you're just dating 6 and 5s, go more if you have to, just be a better version of you, basically, and have resolutions.
Exactly.
The year starts well if you start well. If you start the year like crap, sometimes it could go like crap, they say. I mean, I know superstition and all that, but you know,
Exactly.
we started the year okay this year, but you know, just shit happened, and you know, here we are. So
exactly. So I think we touched on a lot of stuff tonight, my friend. A lot of things we went through. I mean, we kept it simple. We kept it pretty simple. So
we kept it pretty short.
You know, we went over some lessons we learned from 2020. You know, we talked about our New Year's resolutions. You know, we went back and forth a little bit with some bits and pieces. This is honestly, you know, like we said, it is kind of what you make of it. But 2021 is on the horizon. You know, I think we're kind of running up against it here with the hour and 20-minute mark. We're about an hour and 19 minutes in. So, you know, probably right here, if you're okay with it, you know, we can wrap it up with some closing comments and just kind of
get
out here. So
to this last segment.
Just as I was saying, like you know, this is going to be a new year for everything, including the podcast. It's 2021, and you know, we want to start getting guests on regularly. So, you know, look for us to be promoting great content. You know, 3 things mainly. We're going to try to get to the page to the public side. You know, we're going to expand that page from there and try to reach as many people through promotion as we can. And, you know, once we have the page, you know, we're permanently on the public Facebook group page, you know, we'll be able to expand our network even further. You know, we want to revamp the IG page. You know, we want to have interactive content on there regularly. And then eventually get to a point where we upgrade a website as well. So we create a website and we make it interactive and, you know, fun for everybody and, you know, a lot of different things. So we got some good things in the pipeline. 2021 is in the works. It's about to, you know, it's about to be here. We got some great things coming, and honestly just want to improve the content on here. And, you know, I'm glad to be able to, you know, speak to as many of you, even if you don't chime in, even if there's no comments, like if you see my message and, you know, you feel inspired by it, you know, like, or my or George's, you know, that's good enough for me. And, you know, we're just trying to expand this page, guys. Blessed to have this platform right now.
We're definitely very blessed and very lucky, bro.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're very appreciative. See, me and Steve, for those guys that don't know us like that, we're simple people in the fact that we don't gotta be, it doesn't have to be super fancy for us to get adjusted to something, to build something up. You give us something small, we can turn to something better. But again, it takes time. And if me and get focused and we bring some of our other boys along, which some already are out there, and you probably know some of them, some you don't, you know, but it's fine. But with a little help as well, the right direction, when opportunity meets preparation, that's what luck really is. So that's why I always say you kind of make your own luck too. Luck doesn't just kind of happen to anybody, because anybody could be lucky then in the world, but not everybody's lucky like that. Some people are very misfortunate, lucky and unlucky, and, you know, our heart goes out to them. But even people like that can hope for better and have a better year and learn if, you know, if they just kind of like, you know,
luck,
wake up and have a plan, have a purpose.
Luck comes through hard work. I heard that the other day. I heard it about a week ago. Somebody, some YouTuber said that. He said, you know, like, everybody thinks you got lucky, you know, when they see it from a distance, but they don't realize the work you put in behind the scenes. You get lucky. A lot of times you get lucky when you put in the work. So hard work.
You get lucky when you put your cup in the air, bro. Like, it's raining, you might say, oh, it might rain, I get some water, but your cup is in the air to get water. If your cup is not in the air, you're not even trying nothing, no rain will come to you. Nothing comes to you. It's like that football, when the quarterback throws a football, you got to reach and get it. It doesn't just come to you all the time. You know, you may, but you may drop it too, you know? To use a better analogy, you got to go for what you want out there and put the work in. At least ask people to help. You don't have the work, the means, ask for help little by little. Again, Rome was not built in a day, and you got to just kind of, you know, go for it. You got to continue the grind, you know? So
exactly.
Yo, bro, before we really close that real quick, I do want to say 2 small things, right? So maybe 3 things, but I'll be short because I don't go over the time. So number 1, being that this is the last episode, I do want to, like I said, just take a few seconds here now just to kind of like, you know, go over the year a little with the rough year it was. A lot of people were lost, you know, a lot of lives and all that. And if you're out there, somebody lost somebody, you know, that died, or even like a famous person, you know, our heart goes out to everybody. Rest in peace to those that, you know, were like affected by the COVID, or also not just by the COVID, but whatever happened this year. Everything from riots to brutalities to unnecessary killings, you know, to bullshit, to, I mean, you know, street stuff, like everyday shit that happens, especially in Philly, you know, to bad health and all that. We started the year, you know, we lost a legend like Kobe Bryant. We lost a lot of legends got lost this year. It's too many to really name, but, you know, everybody from Kobe to the guy that played Debo to Sean Connery to I forgot her name, but an actress that died today, to the great soccer player Diego Maradona, to Black Panther, you know, Chadwick Boseman. So definitely will be remembered, and it's a year where a lot of legends left us. So definitely here to remember, and it's a year we're not gonna forget easy, you know. So that's one. And number 2, bro, I just gotta say that you know, even though I have a lot of people I'm cool with there, a lot of friends, not too many friends that are as cool as Felpo as real as you, man. Because me and you made this happen, man. It was just literally like a thought, and I mean, you could say a dream. It was more like just an idea and a vision more than anything, and a plan that we had. And through hard work and perseverance, and through always kind of going for it, even though we really were like in terms of this kind of field, we didn't know much. We're a little unfamiliar, maybe even naive in some points, but we think we did it, man. We did some stuff, so here we are now. So I mean, thumbs up, and yeah, man, I'm glad to be doing this with you, bro. Maybe many more to come, many more years. And if you're anybody out there that's made this far, man, tap yourself in the back because you made it to 2020 so far. So
Exactly.
that's what I want to say. Other than that, no, I just want to say that like this was definitely a special episode, and it is a special episode because it is the first year that we start the podcast and the very last of the year. So every episode end of the year is gonna be like something like this, a little special for you guys. And I hope you enjoyed it. We hope that you guys enjoyed what you saw today and some of the points that we touched on in the content.
Good points there, man. And honestly, yeah, like I said, we have some good things coming in the pipeline. I just want to take this moment to wish every single one of you a very, very happy new year. I hope you guys are able to ring in the new year as best as you can and you're surrounded by those who love you and care about you. Blessings for a very, very happy and blessed 2021, guys. We're almost there.
Yeah, same here, bro. Just want to, like I said, wish everybody that's watching Happy New Year, all our friends, associates, buddies, just acquaintances, close acquaintances, family. You, my man, Happy New Year. Like I said, happy holidays and all that, bro. We'll definitely talk soon. Probably see you might see you the third or second day of 2021. So it's a big year. I'm excited too. It was a good episode. And again, guys, always check us out on IG pages. You guys know the pages. Mine and Steve's, GMAC88, as well as yours, Steve. Osman
It's Ushman 4503 USH
Yeah.
MAN 4503, and then the Locked In podcast page. So it's the_locked_pod_in_podcast.
Podcast, right. We'll be saying some information, but we'll give you guys on lock. So like I said, tune into the next episode. It'll be a great one. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it was definitely a great episode. An honor to be here as always, and to do this with you, bro, even for a distance. Guys, please, and our viewers, our target audience, and everybody, be mindful and keep your ears open for what we're gonna do this upcoming year, but also kind of be the best version of yourself, be the best, and fuck the rest. Be you, be true yourself. Be kind to others, but also be good to yourself. So
exactly,
I think we did everything. We covered just about everything, bro. I mean, anything else say before we close in, before we shut this down? Or
I think our closing comments were good, man. Like I said, be true, be you, and just. It's 2021, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Thank you, man. It's been a success. Yeah, awesome. It sounds good. And don't worry, in 2021, you'll see a lot of these things still. So keep the sanitizer. That's another resolution for 2021.
Exactly. Well,
sounds
if there's nothing else, have a great night, man. Have a very, very happy new year. And same to everybody else out there. Have a great night and a very happy new year.
Same, man. No problem. Same to you, bro. Definitely. It's been a real one, man. Guys, live it up and party it up like it's 1999, man. We're done. Goodbye, 2020. And see, and come closer, 2021. We're going in there.
All right, guys.
All right.
Till next time, Locked In Nation.
Next time, guys. All right, bro. Happy New Year, bro. Later.